All right. Figured I might as well get started. What up? What up? How you guys doing? What's going on, John? Hope you're doing pretty good, man. Yeah. So, oh, by the way, uh, I'm having a live stream with Penny later on today. Have you heard from Cam at all? That's the concern. Hold up. uh, I listen. I think he's doing all right. Basically, I'm not gonna display any type of information about Kim and all that stuff, but he's doing good. Don't worry about it. He's doing all right. Everything's good. So yeah, he's doing all right. Trust me, he's good. Which at some point, like I will be addressing this, and I actually saw one of your posts. Yeah, I saw one of your posts when you actually kind of mentioned about the whole like rioting thing and protecting your communities and all that stuff, so on and so forth. So yeah, which I will address that in another stream. But anyway, so the BLM challenge. I don't know. I don't know if I'm the one that started this crap or if there's someone that's already ahead of the curve. But screw it, I'm taking credit for it. So hashtag BML challenge. This is what I want you guys to do, right? Without using Google, without using any sort of in any sort of searching button and stuff like that, right? From the top of your head, can you name me one victim, just one victim, one person that got killed in Chicago on May 31st? The deadliest Chicago shooting ever. Just name one, just one of them, without using any sort of Google. Don't worry, I'll wait. If you guys are in the chat, if you guys are in the comment section and stuff like that, I want you to no cheating. Do not use Google, none of that stuff. I want you to name me just one victim, one person that got killed on May 31st in Chicago, when there was like 18 people that actually died that day. 18 people, and most of them black men. Nope. All right. Now, hey, what's going on? What's going on, Steven? What up? All right. So now you got to ask yourself, right? Out of the deadliest day in Chicago in 60 years, and yet for some weird reason, you can't tell me one of the name, not one of the victims' name. So why is that? I mean, are you telling me that? Hey, what's going on, Charlene? What up? What up? So we have to understand what game is being played here, right? We have to understand what game is being played here. Where, on in one end, you can have the deadliest day in Chicago, and then that's not even crossing your mind. That's not even like really sticking into your subconscious. Yet we've been burning and looting and doing a whole bunch of stuff. We're actually changing the whole aspect of our economy for one person that got killed. Oh, hold on. It happened April 27. Really? It just happened. Oh. So yeah. So now we have to ask ourselves, like, are we really understanding what are we protesting about? What game are we playing upon? Or are we being used for bigger games, something that we don't even understand? Because if the media didn't tell you about George Floyd, would you remember it? Would you even be speaking his name right now? Would you? The answer is probably no. So the thing is this, all right? Hold on a second. No one cares if white person or Latino killed by the police. That's what I'm saying. but see, that's my point though. It's all just to show you that we pick and choose what we're supposed to care about. Actually, as a matter of fact, No. That is a problem. We don't even pick and choose what we're supposed to care about. Someone else tells you what you're supposed to be angry about. Someone else tells you what you're supposed to be protesting about. Because I can guarantee you, as soon as the protests and all this stuff are out of the news cycle, because it will, you know why it will be out of the news cycle still? Because they need to have at least some sort of a gap between the protests and then the Trump campaign, so they can actually switch the focus and now start talking about the coronavirus again. So therefore, mark my word, and about, let's say, a week from now to 2 weeks from now, the talk about the protests is gonna quiet down. It will quiet down because they need to switch the narrative back into, oh no, grandma lives matter. Trump, how dare you having some campaign? How dare you having some? How dare you having some sort of what you gonna call it, rally and stuff like that? Don't you care about grandma? So listen, you can get mad, angry, or whatever you want to call it, right? You're not in control of about what you care about. You're not in control about what you care about. All you do, you are a political pawn, or should I say a social engineering pawn, to which they get to dictate you, they get to lead you based on your feelings, based on your emotion. Based on your emotion, that's how they actually dictate the narrative. So you're just a useful tool. You're there to create some sort of havoc, some sort of chaos, and then some release, some self-gratification. I'm like, oh yes, I'm doing something right. Yeah, Black Lives Matter. Yes, I'm making a difference. I'm protesting for change. I'm doing this and that. No, you're not. You're being told, you're being directed as to what you're supposed to be mad about, what you're supposed to be angry about. Because at the end of the day, most of you mother effers don't care, right? The media has an agenda, so they only put the focus on a certain group, but only when it comes to death by cops. If a black person kills a black person, the media stays silent. Of course, the media stays silent because it doesn't push the narrative of the social division. Because, all right, put it this way, right? If you're listening to the media, it's gonna make you feel like if you go outside, some cop or some white person is gonna hunt you down, gonna lynch you, all that crap, right? So is the police need reforming? Of course. There's a lot of things that the police need to do. However, I kind of find it skeptical when you have the UN. The UN is trying to open up an investigation on human right violation. Listen to this, right? The UN wants to open up a human right violation on what's going on with police brutality here in the United States, but will not dare talk about the the Muslim camp that's going on in China, the Uyghurs. Will not dare talk about some of the challenge that's going on in the Middle Eastern countries with women. Will not dare to address any of the will not even dare to address the slave trade that's going on in Libya right now. So I'm supposed to believe these institutions care so much about black people. Come on now. Nobody cares. Everybody's pretending. I'm speaking to you right now. I'm not losing sleep over that shit. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm enjoying this content because I love pointing out the hypocrisy. I love pointing out some of these things. I mean, it's like I can relate to some of the things that's happening, but at the end of the day, people simply care about their closest kin, as well as those who care about them. It's simple. I mean, have you guys seen the video of this black chick that was a whole bunch of black dudes, they just grab her, just toss in the dumpster? So Black Lives Matter, right? But yet you are treating another human being that you claim to be a sister, right? and you just tossing this chick in the garbage. But Black Lives Matter? Black Lives Matter when there have been 18 shootings in Chicago in one day in a 24-hour cycle. A 24-hour period, 18 people got killed. And yet you cannot tell me the name of any of them. But Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter when you impregnated, a whole bunch of women out of wedlock and all that stuff. And you guys don't even want to be there to be a father figure to these kids. But Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter when you actually letting dudes that has no prospect, no nothing, no future, and you choose these guys to be your baby daddy. But Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. But yet you choose to actually send your kids to the dumbest school ever. You choose to have like some of the most worst choices when it comes to picking up your family, when it comes to creating a family. But Black Lives Matter. When does the Black Lives Matter really? When? I mean, we need to stop playing pretend here. Because, listen, we're just being used as a pawn for something that is way bigger than us. At the end of the day, black people are not going to benefit from none of these BS protests. Well, probably a little bit. But what are the changes going to happen? What are really the changes that's going to happen? Because if we refuse to change who we are as individual, right? But only expect other people to respect us, but we can't even respect ourselves. But Black Lives Matter? Go ahead. Name me one victim. Just one. Just one of them. Yeah, probably right now you already Googled the information, so it doesn't matter anymore. But see, that is the thing that is so frustrating. Because, like, every time I see those type of hypocrisy, I have to point it out. And yeah, you can also criticize my country as well. Because people might, all right, this is some of the backlash, right, that tends to occur whenever you speak, when you don't jump in the bandwagon. They make up any type of excuses to dismiss your argument without addressing the argument. And some of the argument will be like, well, you Haitian, you're African American, so mind your own business. No, motherfuckers. All the things that you guys are looting, pillaging, and all this stuff, my tax dollar is going to pay for that too. So yeah, it is my business now. I've been living in this country for way longer than I've actually been living in Haiti. So yeah, it is my business now. And the reason why I actually talk about this thing is because I can see the correlation between Haitian culture, the demise of Haitian culture, and what we have here in African American culture, which is whenever things don't go their way, they just throw a temper tantrum and then nothing gets resolved. At the end of the day, they are worse off than they were previously. When you loot, you burn down the businesses, you do a whole bunch of stuff. See, the governments in Haiti, they're not going to fix the burned down hospitals when these people set it on fire. They're not going to do none of that stuff. So Haiti's being the poorest country in the world, it's not by accident. And right now, I see a lot of folks, and this is the thing that sucks, right? This is the thing that sucks. Is because more than often, it's not really the people in the community that's actually that actually causing those havoc. It's other people from other communities that come through and then destroy, they loot, they do a whole bunch of stuff. But you have to ask yourself now, okay, well, why is that the people in that community doesn't protect their things? They don't protect, their store. They don't protect none of that stuff. It's because they feel like none of these things belong to them. So when you go, let's say when a riot breaks out in the Hispanic community, then you have all the Hispanic people come together and actually protect their communities and all that stuff, right? or those who actually live in that community, and some black as well, they come together and protect those communities, making sure that things don't happen. But when you go to mostly prominently black communities and stuff like that, and then you see these things happening, you have white freaking liberals coming through and set fire to your stuff, and these are the people that's supposed to be fighting with you, but yet are burning and looting and doing a whole bunch of crazy crap in your town, in your city. But Black Lives Matter though. At what point that we are going to be honest with ourselves? At what point? I just gave you a challenge right now. The BLM challenge. Hashtag BLM challenge. So Black Lives Matter. Next time. Oh, like, all right. Have there been any celebrities that actually pay for one of these guys' funeral, one of those victims' funeral? No, because there's no clout to be gained in that. There is no clout to be gained in that. So if someone's walking around with, let's say, a David Dorn t-shirt, you probably might get your ass whooped. How dare you rocking a t-shirt of David, RIP David Dorn? What's wrong with you? Don't you know that he was the wrong type of black man? We're Team Floyd over here, baby. Nah, we don't rock with the whole David Dorn things. No. He didn't kill by he wasn't killed by the right type of people. What's wrong with you, man? Try to be all, try to signal and stuff like that, dog whistling. Shoot. Team Floyd over here, man. Team George. F all that stuff. And if you get killed by the cops, then yeah, that's when your life matter. So, if anything ever happened to me, and you guys want to create a GoFundMe, just make sure that you said that I was killed by a white person, so I can get some money for my funeral. Other than that, if you Negroes, harm me or something like that, then I'm shit out of luck, man. Because my life won't matter then. Jesus. Can you imagine this, right? It's like you have all these things that's going on right now. And why do black people seems to refuse to talk about the gross hypocrisy? Huh? So it's like, what are we even doing? Because we're being used as idiots. We are useful idiots to push a narrative going on, right? The power that be, don't care about what you're angry about. They don't care about what you believe in. They don't care about who's your favorite rapper. They don't care about you twerking. They don't care about none of that stuff. So long as they get to control the narrative of what you care about, or what you think you care about. So that's it, man. I'm not staying for long. Hold on a second. Let me read some of the comment sections. Boom, boom. What up, Charlotte? What's going on? John, how dare you? Oh man, no. Hey, listen, this is because me and Sirius we talk about me and Sirius we talk about that. For the moment, we're gonna try to avoid Hey, I am preaching. Yeah, all right. I am gonna be doing a stream about some of the doxing thing going on, but like not right now. So a lot of these things I'll be addressing it. So don't worry, John. I know a lot of people are being impatient. They try to find out some information here and there, stuff like that about our mutual friends. but it's all good though. It's all good. But yeah, I say whatever you choose to care about, right? Whatever you choose to be an activist about, make sure you do your research. Make sure you know exactly what you are investing your time in. Because you have to know whether or not you are being a pawn in a game that is out of your control. So instead of Black Lives Matter, how about all Black Lives Matter? All of them. That means the one that got killed by us and the one that got killed by the police or something. We cannot pick and choose our outrage and then thinking that we're going to have some sort of credibility with people. Because the thing is, if you only focus on the drop in the bucket, but not the whole ocean, then you're going to get swallowed up by the tsunami. Okay? What up, Sydney? You want to join? I got to do a stream with Penny real quick and stuff. But you know what? Screw it. I'll give you a few minutes. Why not? So, hold up. I'm about to pose this real quick. All right, go ahead, Sydney. Oh, shit, I'm even saying your name wrong. Sydney. Oh, no, yeah, go ahead. I just post the link, and then so we could chop it up for like a few minutes, stuff like that. Because Penny, not Penny, I'm sorry, Miss Elite, the Queen of MGTOW. I'm gonna be doing a live stream with her later on tonight, and then so she gotta come through and text me and let me know what's going on. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Listen, the thing that's going on in Chicago and a lot of these cities, and I'm now wondering, like, how worse will it be once they actually defund the police and all this stuff, or even in some cases abolishing the police. I mean, these are the things that you guys gonna have to deal with. And I understand the reason why most people feel like they cannot speak on it is because we are in a box to which, in order for you to be black, you have to toe certain narrative. Hey, what's going on, Green Pill? Yeah, so and then it's like, I don't know, man. All right, let's put in Sid. All right, I keep messing up your name. Is it Sidine, right?
No, it's Sydney, but it's like a play on words, sitting pretty.
All right, cool.
Does
All right,
that make
well,
sense?
yeah, somewhat. It can make sense. It was well, it's nice to finally actually talk to you. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I can't complain. All right, so welcome to my channel, and so tell me about your opinion. What do you think about what I've been saying, and what is your thought on the matter?
Okay, so to keep it real, I literally just got here. But I believe you're talking about the selective outrage from black people.
Yes.
My thoughts on that is I honestly don't know if black people really want things to change because the domestic issues we have severely outweigh the external threats. But it's like people don't want to admit that. And like I keep trying to tell people, if we can't conquer ourselves and we can't fix our own issues, how could we, for those who believe in white supremacy and it being so oppressive and so vast, how could we ever take down a system like that when all we do is literally tear each other down? Literally.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the reason why it's easier to focus on the external threat is because the revolution that is required of us is a revolution of the mind, and that requires us to change as human beings, as individuals. And whenever we come across people that, if we even see it in let's say the manosphere or in Black YouTube itself, to which as soon as you disagree with someone and then you get treat it with such vitriol, with such animosity. And it's like, whoa, it's not even that different. It's not even that big of a deal. But people actually threaten to run up on your house, to, threaten your families and all that stuff. And to me, it's like, if we cannot even learn how to have conflict resolution, but expect other people to treat us like human being, but while we're treating each other like animal, then it's gonna be a tough call. And the problem is that it's not because there's a majority of black people that are actually that has that mindset, but it's because the majority of people are not speaking enough about those type of behaviors. And as soon as we do, then there's this animosity, like, oh, you hating yourself, you are Uncle Tommy, all these type of names, because you have a higher standard. You expect better from people that look like us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I agree, and even Kanye West, people don't like what he said, but he brought that to the forefront that we are literally mentally enslaved. Not everybody, but most people are. I mean, not even just in the black community, but to keep it, because that's the topic of conversation.
Yeah.
Um, Whoever came up with this, if it really was Willie Lynch, if that was just a scapegoat name, they really did do this very well, because it's at a point where white people or white supremacy doesn't even have to do anything anymore. It's on autopilot.
Mm, that's true. All right. So I'm gonna let Shaolin. What up, Shaolin? What's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, brother? I
I'm
was listening, and I let the sister talk. What's the sister name? Um,
Sidine Pretty.
You could just
oh,
say Sid. You could just say
Sid.
Sid.
Okay, Sid. Yeah. Um, I was listening to what you were saying, brother Art, and I'm right there with you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is a issue that me and you talked about, and I looked at the situation in Atlanta. I've been talking about it with different people and people that I know.
Hmm.
They just don't get it. Now what we got going around is a bunch of emotional people that ain't looking at this thing from a logical standpoint. Um, you know, I don't want to just point and say, well, what about black on black crime? But the thing is, you have to ask this question of criminology in the black community. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Why is all this? We already know that it's disproportionate amount of crime going on with blacks against black. And see, one of the questions that I ask about the situation in Atlanta, we
Hmm.
already know the answer to this question.
Yep.
Who called the police on that brother?
Yep.
Nobody asked this question. Who called the police on that brother? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Now we know who did it, and it was other black folks. They called the police on that brother that got shot in Atlanta.
Yep.
Nobody wanted to address the fact that he did whoop both of those cops' ass. You- Nobody wants to address that. He whooped both of those cops' ass. He didn't get shot after that. He got
Yeah.
shot when he turned around and fired that taser um, at those cops. And then this is where the defunding the police comes in at. This
Hmm.
is only going to get worse. What's going to happen is, somebody's going to beat the fucking shit out of a cop, shoot a cop, and you're still going to have black folks running and kill a cop. And still going to have black folks running around here talking about, well, that guy was justified for killing that cop.
Of course.
And then what leads to that after that? Chaos,
Anarchy.
anarchy. These people want want chaos.
Well, yeah. I mean, the chaos is. Here's the thing, right? I think, which is dude, I would love to actually continue this conversation for a longer period
I
of
know you
time.
can't stay too long.
I
I
know.
just
Yeah,
I just want to
but
throw it in. I know you got
yeah,
other shit to do. I just thought I'd
yeah.
throw that in real quick.
Oh yeah,
I ain't trying to
definitely.
keep you all night.
Oh yeah, and Sid also, send. Can you write down your email down in the comment section? and then I will have my girl reach out to you and stuff like that, because I think we could actually continue this conversation. And but I wanted to say this, right? Um, when we're looking at wealth, when we're looking at people that were able to build something despite any type of obstacles that comes their way, you have to understand it creates a level of resentment amongst our peers, amongst people themselves, to which now those who like to destroy have no idea how to build. So it's always easier for them to actually revert to the tantrum, to revert to the chaotic stuff, because it's, some people just want to see the world burn just to be king of the ashes. And then I think that's what we're facing right now, because all these rioting and the looting that's going on, the message has been long gone. The message has been lost already in all the ashes. And then people are looking at you sideways, and you thinking that you're fighting racism or oppression, but what you end up doing is creating the thing that you claim you are fighting against. Because now when black folks go to other communities to actually try to purchase stuff to do their things, and then now other communities gonna look at you sideways, because they're like, okay, are you one of them ratchet people? Are you here to, like, am I gonna have to worry about you try to steal stuff? Am I gonna have to, it's like there's no pride with who we are. I mean, we have ego, yeah, for sure. We have plenty of ego, but there's not enough pride of who we are as people. Our based on our behavior, our image, how we represent ourselves.
Okay, all right. Let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
Because I'm a coon. We are. Let's just go and get that on out the way. I'm a coon.
Join the
Now,
club.
I had a situation happen to me similar to the situation happened at Wendy's, right?
Yep.
So one morning, and I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna try to keep it short as I can. One morning, I was getting up and I was going to the bathroom to take me a piss. Right? It was like
Mhm.
4:30 in the morning,
Yep.
and I heard this big ass explosion. So in front of my house, where I live at, we have brick mailboxes. All the mailboxes are made of brick. You know,
Yep.
um, so this guy ran into my. I mean, he obliterated the brick mailboxes are two mailboxes at a time. So it will be my neighbors and my mailbox, right?
Yep.
So this guy came through drunk as fuck, obliterated my mailbox. I'm talking about all the way down in the ground, obliterated. And I had a guy stand with me at the time. He tore the back end of his car up because of the bricks flying all over the place. It was
Mhm.
like a big ass explosion. So
Wow.
now I'm a coon. Now I want you to keep that in mind. I'm a coon. Now, when I went outside to figure out what this guy had done, of course I was upset. I was angry. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And he was a black man. He was black. Now I live now most people that live in my neighborhood, they ain't black. But this
Yep.
guy was black. So the guy that was standing upstairs and he wrecked his car, he came down upstairs. We were all upset at first.
Mhm.
But what we realized was if the cops come out here, they could at the least they're gonna take this brother to jail. At the
Yep.
most, he might get belligerent with him, and some shit might happen. So what we did, he lived right down the street. We walked him down to his house, to where his
Yep.
wife and everything was at. I didn't call the police, but in my neighborhood, something like that happens, the police gonna get called. They called the police. It gave us just enough time to get him down to his house, put him in his bed, yeah, man, get in there and get on your couch. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I walked back. By the time I walked back up, the cops were already at my house. I explained to the cops. I said, "Look, this is a personal matter. We got this handled. This is a situation that happened, and no big deal." And we wiped it away. This guy he had insurance, so they paid for my mailbox to be replaced. When it was all said and done, the brother lived. There was no incident. He didn't
Yep.
have an incident with the cops. We walked away. Now, why did I go through that whole story? Well, why come the people when they were in that predominantly black neighborhood couldn't have done that for that brother instead of calling the cops on him? Because he seemed to be reasonable.
Articulate. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Yeah. I saw
seemed
the
to be
video.
reasonably reasonable. You know what I'm saying? So why come somebody couldn't come and wake that brother? Hey, look, man, look, we don't want to call the cops on you. Pull over to the side over here. We'll bring you food, but just sit over here till you sober up, or just walk home, or whatever. Because he stayed right behind the windows and do that. You know, just do that, and we can go home. Now
Yeah.
I'm the coon. I'm the coon. But I stood up for a brother. I said, you know what? I don't even want the cops involved because I don't even want to get no DUI or nothing like that. Why come all those people around that couldn't have done that? And here's another question: the person that set that Wendy's on fire was a white girl.
I know. I've seen the video.
So and one of the things I was wondering while I was all that, I was looking at that, I was like, what were all these black people thinking? Why they was out there protesting and all them was around there? What were they thinking? Why this white girl was setting this place on fire? But I mean, that's another subject. We could leave that up for another subject.
Yeah.
But that is what I did for a brother that he was drunk. He was drunk, and I did it. How all them people around, people that worked in there, whatever. How come somebody couldn't come out and, hey man, you seem to be inebriated. You done fell asleep in it. Hey man, pull off to the side over here. You know what? I'll pull off to the side. You get in the passenger seat. I'll pull your car off to the side over here, and we'll get you your food. Stay right here. We don't, nothing like that, because we don't want to get the cops involved because shit happened. How come somebody couldn't have done that?
Exactly.
Because I'm hearing all these crazy questions about they should have let him go. They should have just let him go. Just let him go and walk on home and all that. Once you snatch I know people say it was just a taser. Once you snatch a taser, any kind of weapon that's meant to subdue a criminal, once you do all that and turn around and point at it,
it's over.
At that point, you can't determine, you can't dictate what the cops are going to do to you.
True.
And that's my point. That's my point. I don't believe the brother should have got killed. I hate it. It's fucked up. But I don't believe the brother should have got killed. By the way, the brother had just got done doing a 7-year stint. He was only 27. He just got
heard about that too,
a 7-year stint in prison in April, and he didn't want to go back to prison. That's why he fought so vigorously.
Yeah, I know. I heard about that too. So, so what's your thought on that, Sid? Before we wrap it up, Sid, you there?
Sorry, I didn't realize I had the phone on mute. I think that sounds. I mean, I think that was a very gracious thing to do. Because at the end of the day, we all make mistakes, and I think certain situations can be resolved that way, and I think that's cool. But I'm not aware of the incident that happened in Atlanta, so I don't really have much context.
Yeah, when you get a chance.
I'll say this: the incident that happened in Atlanta. I'll say this: the incident that happened in Atlanta to me was similar to the incident that happened in front of my house.
Yeah.
I could have called the police on him, but I didn't. Because I knew what the implications would have been. And
why did they call the police on him?
Because he fell asleep in his. A matter of fact, my situation was worse than his. He fell asleep at the drive-thru, and he was drunk. He fell asleep at the drive-thru, and people were like going around. You know how it's like, 1 o'clock in the morning. People are hungry, and I guess he was sitting in the drive-thru, and his car was just sitting there, and people had to go around him to get to the drive-thru so they could order food because he had fell asleep in the drive-thru. That's really all that happened.
Oh, well, I mean, that sounds like a ambulance kind of situation. I probably would have called the ambulance.
Well, I mean, in a situation the brother fell asleep.
I mean,
I don't expect the woman to do. I don't expect the woman to do this, but I probably would have not done this when they say, brother, like let's say if I was going, pulling up in there, and I was trying to get a hamburger, and I saw the brother. I said, okay, It's clear he's asleep. I probably would not just when I say, hey, brother, hey man, look, I know, hey man, it is what it is. Why don't you pull over to the side over here? I might have even said, hey man, let me know what you want to order.
I
I'll
mean,
get
I
it
get
for
what
you.
you're saying, but I mean, I'm
Right,
sure people probably was thinking of seizures. Like, there's so many things that could have implied. I don't know if people just knew he was asleep. But again, I
that's a good
only know
point.
the story from what y'all are saying. But me
Right, right.
personally, I'm calling the ambulance because this person could pass out. I don't know what happened to them.
Well, the cops were called, and I think that it was black people that called the police on this guy. Um, I think I would have to get the verification, but I do believe that it was black people that called the police on the guy. But you know what? That's a good point. I didn't think of that. As far as him being inebriated, but even in a situation like that, the cops may have still gotten involved. You understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I
But I
mean,
But
think
it's
you
like it's.
said.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
sorry. Go
sorry.
ahead. No, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no. So you said what escalated the incident was him. He pulled out a taser on the police.
no, okay. When the police got there, they were cordial to him and everything, and they pulled him out of the car. They did a field sobriety test, and he failed it. And then they tried to arrest him. He resisted arrest, and he actually whipped both of the cops' asses. And
And you don't
and
think they should have shot him?
hold on,
I mean, I'm not okay. Let me let you
hold on.
finish. Let me let you
Let me explain the
finish.
rest of it. Let me explain the rest of it.
Okay.
All right. He whooped both the cops' asses, and he snatched one of the cops' tasers and took off running. Now they took off running after him. He turned around and fired the taser at the cops, and after they fired the taser up on the cop, they shot him 3 times and killed him.
Okay. See, that's off the chain. Honestly, I'm the type of person, I don't believe everything I see on the news. I do believe they do certain stuff to incite people to do stuff. I'm not saying he didn't die. I'm just saying like that could be a psyops, them trying to get people to target the police. I don't know. But taking the situation for face value, um, and in the day and age we live in, with the hostility people have towards the police, I don't see the issue. I don't, based on what you're telling me, it's like my
You
dad always said, it's your life or theirs. So if
you can
somebody's
go
a
watch the
threat to
video. You can
you,
go watch the video for yourself. It's right there on YouTube. It's really not that hard to find. You can go watch the video right there on YouTube. Personally, I thought the cops showed incredible restraint, and they charging this guy with first-degree murder, and this is why I think that he's gonna get off. They overcharged this situation. Now, if they'd have charged him with third-degree murder, they maybe had a chance. Now he's gonna win, and they're gonna tear Atlanta up.
Mm. Yeah, but here's the thing, right? At the end of the day, where is the accountability for anyone? You know,
There is none, and
and that is the
on both
issue.
sides, and I agree with you.
Yeah, and that is the issue. Look, with let's say with the thing that's going on with the police right now and stuff like that, right? It's has been a long time coming because both conservative and liberals, they both contribute to that factor to which the a lot of liberal policies make it more possible for cops interaction with all these stupid laws,
Yep,
right? And then you also have the denial and the conservative aspect to which whenever a cop misbehave and they do something wrong, they try to sweep it
yep,
under the rug, despite the fact
absolutely.
that it's plain that the cop might be wrong, and they still make excuses for these cops. And now on the flip side of things is when we have black people refuse to take accountability or even have certain knowledge of the law to which, like, well, don't resist arrest, you file charges against the department and stuff like that, and you even you jam their courtroom with lawsuit and all that stuff in order to make your point. But because we're not I don't want to say intellectually equipped, but it's the type of mindset that we have. We thinking that if we lose the battle, that means we lost the war. So then we're so equipped to, like, think, reacting to certain emotion that actually propel to some violence, and then now put us at a disadvantage, because any type of resisting of arrest, then already automatically now you lose whatever you try to fight for. And that is a lot of the case where at the end of the day, look, officers or cops, whatever the case may be, right? They're not heroes, they're not villain, they're just human, and they can be both. So then, if we're looking at from the human perspective, when somebody show up to you and then you are getting some type of attitude, let's say at your job or wherever you go, then are you gonna try the best of your ability to actually provide a good service for that person that is antagonizing you, that is actually calling your name, that's calling you pigs or this or that, but I don't want to stick too long for the subject because I gotta hop on the stream with Penny. And I think at the end of the day, if we claiming one thing, but yet we're about something totally different, and that's the hypocrisy I can't stand. You know, and
Thank
that's
you
where
for
I'm gonna
having
leave it.
me on.
Hey man, thanks for having us on. I understand you got to get busy, so
Yeah.
I'll
Hey,
I'll
listen,
jump.
this is an awesome conversation, and we're gonna be speaking at this at length. Like I said, Shaolin and Sid, Syria is gonna email you both. And then, oh, Sid, and if anything, email Sirius. I'm not sure if you drop your email in there, so email her, and then she'll get back to you and stuff like that. We'll
Tell
schedule something.
Siri I've already replied
Okay.
to her email on SKC. I'm down. Tell her I'm down. I sent her the thing. I'm down to do it.
Yep. All right.
All
Cool.
right. Have a great night. Thank
All
you.
right. You too. All right.
Okay.
Thank
Bye.
you, guys. All right. So, thank you guys for coming through. I appreciate it, and stay tuned. Um, Sirius, I'm about to hit this. Go to sleep. All right. But anyway, so yeah, I'm about to hop on the stream with Penny live. Well, Miss Elite, the Queen of MGTOW. And then I'll see you guys in a bit. All right. So peace.